Let me get into some stuff on the field right now. Saquon Barkley put on the show. We all know we saw him put on the show. That's the MVP race conversation that we need to get started with. Eagles won last night 37-20. A running back hasn't won the MVP since Adrian Peterson did it, I think, in like 2012. What are your thoughts about Saquon Barkley as the leading candidate for MVP right now?
I mean, he should be. If you see what he does to Philadelphia, because Philadelphia's been able to throw the ball with Jalen Hurts, and they've been able to run the ball a decent amount with Jalen and the other running backs. And we thought with Kelsey leaving that they would lose some of that physicality up front. Man, this dude, not only does he bring them physicality, but he's one of the rare players in the NFL that anywhere on the field he touches, Stephen A., that he can score. First time I saw him play in person, it was Penn State playing in the Horseshoe, Ohio State, and he returns the opening kickoff in Ohio Stadium, about 100 yards, 103 yards back for a touchdown against them. Now, Ohio State ends up coming back and thumping them pretty good, but he put a mark on I'm going to watch him. And I listened to some interviews the last couple of weeks, and he's finally said, hey, my disposition from college to New York, it changed. How I reacted to pro football, it made me more introverted. Like, I'm an extrovert. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm a showman. And you're starting to see that on the field. You see him going out of bounds. He did that hesitation move, that pause move. And he had told his teammate, Darius Slay, before the Giants game, when the crowd started booing him at the beginning, I'm going to put 200 on him. So he is operating at an all-time high as far as confidence. He is a perfect mix for what they have done this offseason, which puts Howie Roseman in position to be executive of the year. But, man, he is a perfect fit for Philly. And him and Philly are the only team that can match the physicality of Detroit in the NFC.
How bad do the New York Giants look today, knowing they just let go of Daniel Jones, granted him his release upon request? They look horrible. Saquon Barkley is doing his thing, and he's an MVP candidate, and they are in football purgatory to the point where a rookie in Naples coming out, and he's basically saying, we ain't worth a damn. We soft. We ain't good. How bad is Saquon making the Giants look right now?
For one, Stephen A., you know it's already hard enough to keep your roster intact. It's hard enough to recruit players. It's hard enough to retain players and to keep developing them. But one day when you own an NFL team, Stephen A., and you have me as a consultant, you're going to ask me, Chris, what are we going to do? I'll say, Barry, this is what we're definitely not going to do. We're never going to let any of our good players go to a rival. We're not going to let them go in our division. We're going to try not to let them go in the NFC, because not only does it make you and your organization weaker, it strengthens the opposition. It's a combination counterpunch that you can't recover from. So guess what they end up doing? They're so embarrassed. They cut a guy who got guaranteed money. Go on home, collect your check. Go home. We'll send you money to you. Go home, get in a better situation. That's how embarrassing this situation is, and this will cost multiple people. Because let's go back to that interview where they tried to clown Saquon Barkley this offseason. They knew that camera was on. They knew what was going on. So the Giants are getting what they deserve. And it's been a long time since the Giants in the Mara family have run the team the way that we are used to the Maras and the other people associated with that team.
It's been a long time.
So they need a total face.
They got one playoff victory in 13 years, 2 playoff appearances. They've been horrible. Their record is like 78, 127-1. They've had more head coaches than playoff appearances in that span. They have been horrible. I don't know how it's gotten this bad. I think Dable's going to lose his job. I'm not sure how much he deserves it, because I know he can coach. He was a coach of the year. But Shine, the GM, definitely looks bad. And I don't think he'll ever get another GM job again. I think it's inevitable.
And look, during this era, Stephen A., during this era that they have struggled, Dallas has been average, a little above average. Washington has been pathetic. Like, so they losing in an era, not where teams is balling. No. They had plenty of opportunity where 2 of their rivals were weak to average at best. So it's hard to explain how bad they've been in this mediocre era of NFC East.